Welcome to day 4's series of presentations. This is going to be about assessing bruising in children's safeguarding. My name's Carmel, and this is part of the Acute and Emergency Paediatrics module of MDM 158. Before we start, what I'd like you to do is have a look at these 4 pictures and think about which ones may be of concern regarding possible inflicted injury and why. And if you need to, just give a little pause, maybe write down in 1 or 2 sentences some thoughts about each of the 4 photographs, and once you've done that, continue with this presentation. This is going to last roughly about 15 to maybe 18 minutes, and what I want to cover is what the Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health guides us into how to make an assessment, to cover something about the evidence regarding the patterns of bruising, whether we can age them, and a little bit about the limitations. And we're going to use this as part of the classroom teaching on doing a formulation and opinion on a couple of cases. And so together with this particular presentation, the other 2 to look at in particular are formulating and writing an opinion, and also the pitfalls to avoid, the 10 pitfalls, and what research from social care teaches us. So the Royal College of Child Health and Paediatrics has published its most recent update in February 2016, a systematic review on bruising. And one of the most important things to, I think, recognise is that it's certainly tricky, and it is by no means easy distinguishing bruising that might be abusive or inflicted from that which might be accidental or non-abusive, and particularly by inspection, it is not possible to age bruising when attempting these diagnoses and trying to inform our colleagues in social services and the police about a medical opinion. And even more challenging is then how do we articulate the uncertainty, the probability of whether this is on the spectrum between inflicted and accidental, as opposed to categorically one or the other. And firstly, what the review recommends is that the bruising must never be interpreted in isolation and must always be assessed in the following context, and in no particular order: medical history, the social background, the developmental stage, and in particular the gross motor development in terms of mobility, for example, of each child. What explanations have been given, a complete and full clinical examination, and the relevant investigations to form and complete the picture. And we have a choice really in what order one might obtain these pieces of information. And the reason I want to highlight this is because we can all be open to bias. So if we were to have prior knowledge in detailed social background, then this might be a framing bias, so this will cloud our judgments and opinions based on that. And I think especially if we have the explanation given to us prior, then this can form a very strong anchoring bias. And this particular sort of human frailty is to give weighting and disproportionate weighting really to the first piece of information that we may receive, and therefore make it difficult to think beyond that and away and outside of that. So certainly when I do any medical exams relating to safeguarding, particularly where social services have made a referral, my process is to delay getting social history and explanation until I've thought about the other components, and in particular the full clinical examination, which will include usually photography. Let's move on then to which patterns might be suggestive of abuse, and it's important here to note that in terms of terminology, certainly for the purposes of courts, there's been a move away from using the term non-accidental injury to either accidental events or accidental injury or inflicted injury, rather than using that term. And what the systematic review suggests is that there are a possible set of observations to identify bruising which might indicate abuse. And note my clear choice of words here, because the evidence suggests that the conclusions aren't necessarily always easily drawn or strong, and for example, not all bruising in children who are not independently mobile is indicative of abuse or inflicted injury, but it's more common. Likewise, bruising in babies, and the reason this is on the list is because there have been several cases where babies have had small bruises, particularly on the face, which were put down to innocent causes, and subsequently the children suffered grave injury. We know that bruises from accidental falls and trips are often on bony prominences, and therefore those that are away from bony prominences are more suggestive. We also know that in cases where child abuse has been confirmed, but also in cases of accidental injury, the face happens to be a common part of the body to be bruised. But these other areas, the abdomen, particularly the upper arms, the buttocks, ears, neck and hands, are significantly more highly associated with inflicted injury rather than accidental causes. But you can see from the distribution list here how you have to really interpret the bruising in light of the whole context. Multiple bruises in clusters is more highly associated with inflicted injury, and so are multiple bruises of a uniform shape. So that might then imply some form of implement, particularly if there's an imprint of the implement, and if there are multiple bruises, this would suggest that there's repeated use of the implement. There's also the observation that in the absence of bleeding disorders, bruises that are accompanied by petechiae have a 4 in 5 chance of predicting inflicted injury, which also, obviously, the converse is true, that 1 in 5 it is associated with accidental event. And to summarize some of that, here's a pictogram, body map, and on the left with the blue coloured areas are the ones which are commonly associated with accidental injuries, and more commonly associated with inflicted injury. Those areas are in red on the right pictogram, and certainly some areas are more concerning. So, for example, the neck would be significantly more concerning than the upper thighs, just because upper thighs can be associated with accidental events, and neck bruising is far less common. And you'll see here on the right that the buttocks, the chin, areas around the eyes and the soft part of the face, the ears, the inner upper arms, especially in the abdomen, as well as the back of the upper arms and the back of the knees, all the soft areas are included in the body map for being associated with. This is a bar chart from a comparative study comparing children who had injuries and bruises from accident, as represented in the bars with the stripes, and the clear black bars are those who were subsequently confirmed to have suffered child abuse. Now, what's of particular note is that this is in a paediatric intensive care population, and the two comparative studies that are quoted in the systematic review are both from intensive care. So that's really the worst end of the spectrum, children with potentially life-threatening injuries. And you'll see that regarding the torso, bruising on the chest, the buttocks, the hip and the genitourinary areas appears to be exclusively occurring in children who were abused. And in the middle, in the head and neck section, you'll see ears and neck, lip and chin also exclusively associated with those children who were abused. And as far as extremities go, the right arm and hands. But of course, most of the children that we see are not so ill enough to have potentially life-threatening injuries to be in intensive care. So we have to be wary of how we extrapolate this data. Often part of the assessment is to try and build up a timeline of when the injury may have happened, and as part of this one may be asked to try and age the bruise, and the systematic review is very clear that one cannot accurately age a bruise from clinical assessment, and that anyone who tries to do so is doing that without any adequate published evidence. And the background to this is that for some time it was thought that red, blue and purple bruising indicated usually within 48 hours, and it is more commonly so, but up to 30% of bruises remain red, blue or purple after 48 hours. And yellow and green colouring is more commonly seen after 48 hours, but in can still be seen in up to 23% of bruises before 48 hours. And furthermore, several case reports of children who had multiple bruises at the same time of differing colour in the same child. And so really colour cannot distinguish age whatsoever. So finally, I just wanted to remind us that what the limitations are of the review and really what future research should be looking at. And firstly, the note of lack of comparative studies between abusive and non-abusive bruising, that the systematic review found no data on the patterns of bruising in children with bleeding disorders, and there is a paucity of data regarding disabled children and their bruising patterns, and there were no studies really exploring injury and pattern of bruising with its relationship to the explanations preferred. So thank you very much for listening. I hope this is going to be a useful presentation when taken together with the others in the series, and look forward to seeing you in the classroom when we go through this topic and try and formulate some opinions on cases. Thank you very much. Bye for now.